Why is Machu Picchu such a popular place to visit, and why should you visit it? And what are the best sights to see in Machu Picchu? Well, to answer all of these questions, you need to stay with us till the very end of the video. Machu Picchu was built by the Inca ruler Pachacute Yupanqui, who ruled from 1438 to 1471. He laid the foundations for the expansion of the powerful Inca Empire and introduced the cult of the sun god Inti. Carbon-14 dating and other evidence show that it was built near the end of the 14th century, around 100 years before the Spanish arrived on the continent. Machu Picchu is full of temples and beautiful homes, as well as water channels, platforms, and roads that wind their way up to the tops of the nearby mountains. The city was built from the start so that it wouldn't need anything from the outside world, both in terms of being able to meet its residents' needs and in terms of how well it could do so. He had his own cow pens, servants, textile shops, farming land, and water that was always there and available everywhere. UNESCO inscribed Machu Picchu, together with the surrounding protected area Santuario Histórico de Machu Picchu, on the World Heritage List in 1983. Let's get started with the best sights to watch in Machu Picchu. From where it sits on a mountain in the Andes Mountains, Machu Picchu has a great view of a number of large valleys. Millions of people visit the historic fortress every year because it is known as one of the most interesting places to visit in the world. In 2017, over 1,411,000 people visited the site, which corresponds to a daily average of just under 3,900 people. Researchers have been puzzled by the huge ruins, perfect stonework, and strange architecture for a long time, and a lot of people still come to see them today. Even though the old city gives us some information about the Incas and their culture, it usually leaves us with more questions than answers. Number 10. The Principal Temple. The second building you can see in Bingham's Sacred Plaza is called the Principal Temple. It was called this because it was so big. The building has 3 sides and is made of large foundation stones and a stone that has been carved beautifully. People say that the Southern Cross is shown by a kite-shaped stone that's been built into the temple. Number 9. The Temple of 3 Windows. The Temple of 3 Windows is the first of 3 buildings that make up what Hiram Bingham called the Sacred Plaza. It can be found in the royal sector. Like the other buildings in the royal area, the Temple of 3 Windows is made of much bigger pieces of stone. Some of them weigh more than 3 tons. Bingham also thought that the 3 windows represented the 3 mythical caverns from which the 3 Ayar brothers, who are also called the 3 sons of the sun, came to Earth. This was because the 3 windows gave him a perfect view of the 3 mountains in front of him. Number 8. The beautiful fountains. At Machu Picchu, there are dozens of bubbling fountains that get their water from the natural springs in the area through a 750-meter-long or 2,461-foot-long network of stone pipes. People think that the baths were used to clean and do ritual bathing, but this cannot be proven with any degree of accuracy. Number 7. The Princess Palace, which is also called the Royal Tomb. Close to the Temple of the Sun is the Royal Mausoleum, which is also called the Palace of the Princess. Hiram Bingham, who is said to have found Machu Picchu, said that the building's outside wall was the best wall that he'd seen in the Americas. Similar to the ones at the Temple of the Sun, this monument has a cave-like structure at its base and niches high up that can be used to place offerings. Because of this, Bingham called the place a tomb, even though there are no bodies to be found there. Number 6. The Temple of the Sun. Visit this place particularly while you're at Machu Picchu. It will be a highlight of your trip. Here, close to the central fountain at Machu Picchu, you can see some of the best stonework in the world. There are many small spaces inside the temple that were probably used to hold offerings. At one time, the temple may have been used as a place to watch the stars. Number 5. The Funerary Stone. The Funerary Stone is a strangely carved rock that's right next to the watchman's hut. Researchers don't know exactly how it might have been used in the past, but some historians think it may have been used as an altar where sacrifices were made at one time. Number 4. The Watchman's Hut. As soon as you enter the main city, you'll see what is called the Watchman's Hut for the first time. That is the place in the city where you get a stunning view of the whole metropolis. This is just one of the many things to do at Machu Picchu, and you shouldn't miss it. Number 3. The Inca's Bridge. At the very outskirts of Machu Picchu, on the West Road, there's a bridge cut into a side of a cliff. The bridge was built so that the Incan army could sneak in. There isn't really a bridge, but there is a stone road cut into the rock of the cliff. In place of a bridge, a 20-foot drop has been built to keep people from coming here who are not invited. A group of tree trunks can be used to cross the chasm. Number 2. Huayna Picchu. To get the famous bird's-eye view of Machu Picchu, you have to climb Huayna Picchu. This view can be seen on the walls of cafes all over the world. The big mountain is right behind the city. It looks scary, but climbing it is easy and doesn't require any special skills. But you will have to pay more to get permission to climb. Number 1. The Sun's Gate, Intipunku. People think that the stairs that lead up to the Sun Gate were used as a checkpoint for people entering and leaving the city of Machu Picchu. Because of this, people think that these stairs are one of the most important parts of Machu Picchu. From the Sun Gate, the view of the sunrise is so beautiful that it has made this place a favorite among travelers, hikers who are taking part in the Inca Trail. Let's tell you some more amazing facts so that you know. Machu Picchu is one of the new 7 wonders of the world. It's in Peru. Even though it may seem impossible, the huge rocks that were used to build the city were moved without wheels. The buildings at Machu Picchu were built using a method called ashlar, which means cut stone. Stones are chiseled so that they fit together perfectly and don't need any mortar. Surprisingly, not even a small piece of paper can fit between the stones. The Inca told stories about how the citadel is split into 2 parts, Hanan and Urin. Machu Picchu means Old Peak or Old Mountain in the Quechua language, which is where the name comes from. A large number of the stones that went into building the city each weighed more than 50 tons. How did these rocks get to be so far up in the air? Some of them were cut out of the mountain's ridge, which was made of granite. Since there's no written history of Machu Picchu, we can't say that it was an Inca city with a history that can have a big effect on you. People's memories of her are missing some of the most important things they used to know because she was left alone. But it's very interesting to think about how they built it, how they got the stones to fit together so well, and how they shaped them. It's also interesting to think about why they built it in such a hidden place, since it was made for the most important people in the Inca Empire. It's very interesting to think about how they got the stones to fit so well. Hundreds of men worked together to move the big rock up the steep mountain slope so that it could be used by other people. Porters who work on the Inca Trail often sleep with a mirror or something shiny and metal under them. They think that it scares the ghosts off that have risen from the ground and that carries them away with it. If you ask any tour guide or person who lives in the area, the vast majority will say that they have felt like ghosts from the past were pulling them out of their tents at times. Would you visit Machu Picchu when you get the chance to? If yes, you must have found this video extremely informative because these are undoubtedly one of the best places to visit in Machu Picchu. With that being said, thank you so much for watching this video. Stay tuned with us till the very end. Make sure to hit like and subscribe to the channel for more interesting information. See you soon.